How I got into real estate, simply because I wanted to be able to help people. I had a really bad experience myself when I was buying my first home. The communication was not there. We never knew what was going on. There were a lot of bumps in the road, and we felt like we were doing it alone. And I don't ever want anyone to be able to feel that they're doing it alone. I want them to always know that they have someone in their corner. I want to always be able to communicate with them on what's going on in the process. Even if I don't know and I'm looking for answers, I at least want to be able to tell them that I don't know and I'm looking for answers. And really at the end of it, when it was all said and done and it was closed, we never heard from our agent again. Matter of fact, we had a lock still on the front door that we had to find somebody to come and use bolt cutters to cut off the lock because they just never returned. They completely disappeared, and I just felt very alone throughout that whole process. And I was determined to make sure that no one else has that experience and that they always feel like they have someone in their corner. I got into real estate in 2016 with the intention really of only helping a few family and friends, to help them through the process. The same as I said earlier about not having someone in their corner, because I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of and they weren't being taken advantage of and that they knew everything they needed to know. And so I became a full-time realtor in 2018. And I kind of felt like my purpose and my mission was to make sure that people were educated about the process. And I really loved working with those that were upsizing or downsizing and to be able to find ways to be able to help them make their dreams come true and to help them be able to figure out how to be able to make those transitions smoothly and to be there for them for all their needs. The other thing that I learned early on in real estate is education. The more I started to work with people, the more that this market is constantly changing. And if you're not in it, you don't understand it. And what I found is working with some of those folks who have been out of the market for a few years, they needed really an experienced realtor that knew and understand and could explain to them what was going on and why it was going on. Because let's face it, if you bought a house 20 years ago, things are way different than they are now. Shoot, if you bought a house 3 years ago, they're different than what they are today, and it's ever changing. And I want to be able to have the education and to be able to give them education. I am only here to be able to help them make the best decision they can make by giving them the information. I can't decide what's best for them. Only they can do it. But if they don't have all of the information, how are they able to make an educated decision?